Larissa Duzhansky, VP of Sales. It's nice to meet everyone virtually at Cameo. I did a session already at 8 a.m. this morning, so bear with me, but I'm excited to be here. So I don't know how many folks here have heard about Cameo before, how many folks from Convergent are joining. So I would love to get as many questions from you as possible. Really looking forward to answering them and to connecting with everyone afterwards. So just so I can give you a really quick background on Cameo. Ooh, I think I already have a question. 1 second. What do we have? Oh no, something different. All right. So for those of you who haven't heard of Cameo before, and for those of you who maybe have heard about Cameo, but you're not quite sure how we are, who we are, how we compare, what have you, just to step back, because I think the main thing about Cameo is that what we've seen is that there's a seismic shift in the industry. And prior to right about now, in the last couple of years or so, all of the security video footage review was mostly evidence collection after the fact. And that's because security practitioners just didn't have the technology to be able to do something real time. And that's really where Cameo comes in. We are an AI company. We're a computer vision company. And as an AI and a computer vision company, we are able to detect threats real time. We're able to do it real time, and we're able to have situational awareness such that we can alert you real time about specific threats that are specific to you and specific to your environment. So I'll go into how that's possible a little bit later, but I just also want to point out that there used to be this siloed proprietary approach toward doing security. And that really forced people to lose a lot of time, a lot of really valuable time. You don't have a lot of time to react in a security situation. You don't have a lot of time to react to a threat. So if you're going back and forth from one system to another and they're not connected to each other, that's valuable time that you're losing that can be used to save someone's life. And that's another thing that Cameo does so well. We're an open API, and we kind of de-silo all these things. In addition, inefficiency is very costly in the industry. There's a lot of false positives. There's a lot of false alarms. A lot of time and money gets wasted on looking at things that are not real threats. Cameo really helps you get rid of false positives, false alarms by over 90%. That's hundreds of thousands of dollars really for big corporations. In addition, we're able to actually let you know when something dangerous is happening. I mean, how many people even know how many unauthorized folks are inside? Or what do you have to do to find out? Cameo can do that so easily, so you don't have to deal with unauthorized entry anymore. So basically saying that we're driving we're helping the industry migrate from this forensic approach of evidence detection to really real-time threat awareness, and real-time threat awareness based on what the threats are in your specific environment. The great thing about Cameo is that we work with existing cameras. So you don't have to change your cameras. You work with existing IP cameras, and we allow them to have the kind of situational awareness that a human being would have. We will push events that matter, which means that we will alert you only on things that are important, and we will alert them to any browser that you need. It can be your phone, it can be your email, it can be a mobile, what have you. And that really allows people to share information really quickly and mitigate threats. And I can show you that in the demo very, very quickly. For example, this is Cameo. In my feed, I have a couple of things pinned here. One of them is tailgating. So I'm actually getting alerts every single time there's a tailgating event. I get these through my Slack integration just because that's what I like. And by the way, Cameo has a Slack integration. We can integrate with other things too, but these are all the things that are here. One of the other things that we have pinned is people in the main entry. So
yeah, Larissa, 1 second.
Yeah.
We're not seeing your screen.
Oh, sorry about that.
No worries. Sorry.
Thanks, Ben. Here you go. So we have a Slack integration, just to go back, and a lot of the alerts that I'm interested in are coming through our Slack integration. And one of the things that we have pinned is, we're looking for people inside the main entry. So I have alerts coming in here through a Slack channel. And by the way, this Slack channel can generate workflows, so you can react to it. And we could do this with other things too that have an open API. But for example, I'm clicking on the video. So this came in as an alert. I clicked on it. Here's the video of these events of people inside the main entry at this time. I can mouse over this. That's called scrubbing, just to see what's going on. Also, simultaneously, I have what we call a SOC toast pop up here. Every single time that there is human or vehicle motion, this little toast pops up. So I'm going to click on this video clip here. And what's going to play is a 12-second video of this event happening. Now, if this is an event that really needs attention right away and is a serious security event, all I have to do, and this is the person inside the main entry, and if I want to share it with everyone right away, I can either do this so the person I share it with has to log into Cameo. But if I don't have time to do that and I need to share this with a first responder right away, I just hit email link, copy. I'm going to go in my chat and I am going to chat this to everyone at this session. And feel free to click on that. And that is going to be this video. So if I'm seeing this and I need to just chat this to a first responder right away, and I say, get here right away, there's a live security event happening, I can do it this quickly. In the meantime, this is popping up, and this is just human vehicle motion as it's happening, live, real time. So I'm just going to reshare my screen from my deck. I just wanted to share that with you guys. That was an example of how Cameo can be used for real-time threat awareness and how you can use the real-time ability to mitigate threats as they're happening. I just want to point out that computer vision in general is solving really big problems right now using all the equipment that you already have. So your standard cameras, your standard IP cameras can now become 3D sensors that can really understand and see the world as if they're human. This is really giving you this reduction in false alarms that's really important. And the analytics filters out noise, and we flag the moments that matter so that you're not looking at things like flowers blowing in the wind or things like that. You're only looking at the things that matter. That SOC toast that I showed you, that was only popping up when there's human vehicle motion. So I wasn't bothered with an empty street when nothing's going on. It was just the moments that matter. The great thing about Cameo is, and I'll go into architecture a little bit later, but our models are continuously learning. Because our models are continuously learning, what that really means is that as the models get better and better, your Cameo deployment becomes more and more accurate. You don't have to do anything about it. You don't have to pay extra. It just gets better and better with time. The short and long-term benefits are really strong and tangible. In the beginning of a Cameo deployment, you're going to automatically just benefit from a 90%, actually it's a little bit higher, it's probably about 92% reduction in false positives. If you want to use Cameo forensically as well, you can, because at the end of all of this, Cameo is a search engine. Cameo is a real-time video search engine. And what that means is you could search for anything. And when you search it, you can pin it. And you'll pin the things that are important to your environment. And those things become your alerts. But if you're doing an investigation, you can use Cameo for investigation as well. But those investigations happen at least 5 times faster with Cameo, because you can very precisely search for things. You can search for FedEx trucks, you can search for make and model of cars, you can search for people in red, for people in blue, for people wearing masks, etc., etc. So it almost kills 2 birds with 1 stone. We'll alert you on the things that are important to you, but if you need to do an investigation, we help those investigations work better and faster also, and more accurate. You get much higher ROI with Cameo, because on one hand, you're only responding to real threats. So you're not sending a crew to check on a door that was blown open by a faulty HVAC system anymore. So you're not losing time, you're not paying money for kind of actions that are not useful. And the resources that you have, you deploy where they're needed, and you deploy them more quickly. And that's a force multiplier, because you don't want to be sending someone to close a faulty HVAC door blown open alarm, while on the other side of the campus, you're actually having a tailgating event happening and there's a dangerous person that's entered. So you deploy your resources where they actually matter. And that could be a career move for somebody, that they've deployed a system that really allows that to happen. The other ROI is just in how much better you're going to be able to protect your people and property. I mean, we have people that use Cameo that have protected thousands of dollars worth of property just because they set Cameo to alert them when there's people where they shouldn't be in the evening, and they saw people trying to steal outdoor furniture or trying to like graffiti a wall that then they would have to pay money to fix. The other piece about Cameo is that we provide insight. So every single thing that the camera sees and that you can search for alert on, you can see in a dashboard. And what happens is, because you could see it in a dashboard, you're suddenly presented with this macro level view of what's happening in your organization. You can see these are the places where we have tailgating problems, and these are the places where we have people on site at really strange random hours, and these are the parking lots where we have people lurking, and this is where we have loitering, and like, let's try to fix these problems. So you can really start making a real business case to your organization about where we need to focus, where we need to fix, and deploying Cameo very, very intelligently and strategically in those areas. And we help you with that because our pricing model is very flexible and economical in the sense that you're only going to pay for what you use. You're not going to pay for features that you don't use. So this slide is here because we constantly get this question, like, what are you? Are you a VSaaS? Are you a camera company? Are you a VMS? What do you do? Are you a storage company? And we say, we're our own category. And the reason why is because, yes, we have a box that actually, it can be a virtual machine or it can be a box that you get from us. And that records everything and stores everything for at least 32 days on premise. But then the key is that the goal of that box is not just recording. The goal of that box is our models are running on that box, our firmware is running on that box, and the AI is happening on that box. So you're getting you're getting other things from it. Are we a camera company? Well, no, we're not going to sell you a camera. We're going to work with all the cameras out there that are already existing, that you already have. They're IP cameras, they're already existing. You don't have to buy new cameras to work with Cameo. And so it goes with this. The other good thing is that you get real-time alerts anywhere. You can get it on your phone, you can get an email, etc. But I do just want to talk a little bit about our architecture because I alluded to it a couple of times. The way you deploy Cameo is that on premise there is a box, like I said, and that box can be a box that you buy through Convergent, or you can have a virtual machine deployed on a server that you already have that's running Cameo's firmware, which is really important. The firmware that box locks down the network. So all the computing is happening there, but it locks down the network. There's no inbound ports. It's very safe. It's very secure. A lot of people buy Cameo just for the security features. They buy it because, okay, this is the safe choice. We're not going to be hacked. None of that's going to happen to us. No inbound ports. Processing's happening on the edge. And the important events, meaning human vehicle motion, is getting indexed to the cloud, and we're storing it there for as long as you need in 12-second clips. Because the important events are being stored in the cloud, you could access them from any browser, as I mentioned, but also it makes it very easy for Cameo to integrate with anything else that has an open API. For example, access control systems or point of sale systems, et cetera, et cetera. So you're basically, when you buy Cameo, you're buying best in class everything, right? You're buying, you're deploying them on your best in class cameras, the cameras that you as an organization have chosen, which is great. You have the best edge because you can use virtual machines, like you can use VMware, for example, and Docker, and you also use Box VM to deploy on whatever server you already have that you've chosen to buy anyway. We love working with VMware, by the way. And, everything is being stored in the best and most secure cloud, which is Google Cloud Platform. So really, it's the safest choice for doing this kind of real-time alerting. I do just want to say that, this is the tailgating use case. I've alluded to it, but the way it works, and I'll show you the integrations that we have, is we integrate with access control systems and we install a virtual turnstile over the door. We get a call every time an authorized person badges in, we start counting. And if the number of people that is badged in is not the same as the number of people that are walking over the virtual turnstile, that's a potential tailgating. And we start alerting and attaching video clips of that event to you so that you can check about what's going on. We also have a couple awesome new features that we released. We've released something called occupancy counting and occupancy sampling. And that's because there's a lot of people reopening their organizations right now. And even though we're all reopening and it's kind of almost the post-COVID world, there's still restrictions out there. And so you tell us how often you want us to sample, and then we'll sample and tell you whether you have the appropriate number of people in your organization. That number is based on you. So maybe you have a 25 person per room capacity or 25% capacity. So we'll alert you if it's over that amount at a sampling rate of however much you tell us every 1 minute, every 5 minutes. We can do that with people. We can do it with vehicles as well. We also have dwell times, which is automatic calculation in a specific zone of how long when a person enters and when a person exits. So that can be used for all sorts of things. We can bring those alerts into any browser. I showed you the alerts coming in through my Slack channel because I use Slack, and you could see that you can enable workflows through there too, but people use it everywhere. We can integrate to an app or something like that, what have you. And then, of course, you get these dashboards that are actionable insights. Just really quickly, these are our integrations in terms of access control and the roadmap. So right now we've done OnGuard 7.5 or higher. We have an OpenPath integration, and a Brevo integration, and a Twin Oaks integration, which is also an access control system. And on the roadmap, we have Secure and S2 coming in early summer 2021. So basically like now-ish in the next 6 to 8 weeks. And then later in the year, we're looking at Honeywell and AMAG. Why Cameo? I think I've reiterated this already, but it's the safest choice. It's the best of everything. You're getting on this escalator of improving AI and you're just benefiting from it. We've been around for a while. And so we've been in the industry for a long time. We've seen the trends, we've seen things happen. We're not a newcomer. We have a containerized pipeline. So we have the greatest AI that's future-proof that we're using. We have the best ROI, and we're pretty trusted in the world. We're deployed in 35 different time zones, and I didn't even know the world had 35 different time zones before I came to Cameo, but now I do. And just before I end, I just wanted to say a special thank you to the folks at Convergent. We've been a Convergent partner for a few months now, actually, and it's been really great. We've had a lot of interesting conversations. A lot of interesting use cases that have come up. I really enjoyed working with everyone at Convergent. They're very intelligent. So thank you again for this opportunity to present. Hope I get to work with all of you. And thanks to Convergent for making this possible. So I'll just pause. Does anyone have any questions?
I don't see anything, Larissa, in the
Okay.
Q&A here, but maybe we can give it another minute if anyone has any.
Sure.
Okay, well, nothing's come through. So whenever you're ready, Larissa.
All right. Well, great. I look forward to working with everyone.
Thank you.